Bros and hoes, you're listening to Your Favorite Thing podcast with
Wells and Brandi. Should we talk about Disney's subsidiary American Broadcast Company's hit? Is it a hit? I don't know anymore. Reality TV show, The Bachelorette.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Can't wait to hear you talk for 20 minutes.
It opens with a tease, which we love a tease, you know?
Love.
Jen, establishing shot in a shitty hotel room. They're back in Seattle. Establishing shot. Jen storming into the guys' rooms.
Mm-hmm.
All the guys are hanging out. Some of them are like doing a crossword puzzle, which was kind of cute. Actually, and I was like, that was smart. When we did the show, I didn't have any crossword puzzle. It makes some like time go fly by. Anyways, and she storms it, and everyone's like, whoa, hey, what's going on? Obviously, no one's mic'd up. No one knows what's happening. And she goes, is Sam in here? And they're like, no. And she's like, where is he? And they're like, I think he's in his room. And then she storms off, and she goes into his room, and then the door closes. And then you're like, what's going to happen with Jen and Sam? We shall see. Boom, back in the USA. All right, cut to real time. That was fast. Real quick.
So so you're saying that we're no longer in Melbourne?
We're no longer in Melbourne, and we're no longer in New Zealand.
Thank God.
Yeah. We are going back to the US of A, and we are going to Seattle.
Okay.
I mean, I like Seattle as much as the next guy, I guess.
It's all right.
And we need advice from another Bachelorette. Q in the last Bachelorette. Charity is there. All right. So then Jen talks to Charity about the guy she likes. I don't remember who the guy she mentioned because I wasn't paying attention, but she tells her that, whatever.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, all right, we got a cameo in this episode from a Bachelorette. I'm good. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't need more cameos. The stars are the stars of the show. I don't need other stars. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's called foreshadowing, everybody. All right, Marcus gets another one-on-one.
Because Marcus is a sweetie.
He is a sweetie. So he's given a Letterman's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get 20 minutes of Marcus putting on a fucking Letterman's jacket. Just like we need to get like the get ready scene, but like it's just a jacket. So it's just like him putting it on, and then it's just like, how many different ways can you like pop the collar and kind of move around in it? Anyways, way too long of a fucking B-roll sequence of the Letterman's jacket, but we get it. Jesse shows up all of a sudden. He's wearing a velvet green jacket and gets very, very excited about an Ariana Grande movie. This is a cross promotion again with Disney and Wicked.
Okay.
All right. The weirdest fucking fever dream of a date I've ever seen in my entire life. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. All these people are just like walking by them, watching them like they're on this Universal Studios ride, and they're like all walking around, like making decisions like spicy or sweet or whatever. And they have to both decide or whatever. And then if they decide spicy, then they have to eat the peppers or whatever. And all these people are just like watching them like they're fish in a fishbowl. It's super weird. Anyways, there is a weird part where Marcus says he wants to take things slow in the relationship. And Jen is aghast at this because she does not want to take things slow.
Does he know what show he signed up for?
That's what I wrote down. I said, this guy who joined a show to get engaged in 7 weeks wants to take things slow. Okay, dude. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, now Trista's there. Wait, hold on. When they start this date, all of a sudden, Kelsey, who got engaged to Joey.
Yep.
And, Daisy. Kelsey and Daisy are there, and they're like, follow us on the yellow brick road. So I'm like, wow, okay. So we got Charity, Jesse, Daisy, Kelsey. Surely we can't get any more fucking cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Marcus says he wants to take things slow in a relationship. This is a really cool thing for a guy who decides to go on a show to get engaged in 7 weeks. Makes sense, dude. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the Yellow Brick Road, Trista is there.
Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ. I lost count.
It's too many.
way too many people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they get through the Yellow Brick Road thing, then all of a sudden they're going up on a hot air balloon ride. If we can't get this girl fucking into a situation where she's shitting her pants going into heights on a date, I don't know what's going to happen with production. They're like, what are some other ways that we could freak this bitch out by sending her up in the air?
Jeez.
You know? It's
Yeah.
every date it's like, we know she's scared of heights, and it's like, all right, let's do skydiving. Okay,
Well, clearly they do it on purpose.
Obviously, but it's like at some point, I'd be like, guys,
enough is enough.
Enough is enough. All right, I'm not even scared of this anymore. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, the fucking hot air balloon only goes like 30 feet up in the air, so it's not that scary. So then we go to the dinner, and Marcus unleashes that he and his sister had a really hard childhood. He had to like raise them himself because his parents took him to daycare and they fucking left him at daycare. It's like, Jesus, dear Lord. First you get blown up in the war and we hear about it. And now we find out that you're an orphan who was left at daycare.
First, he was an orphan left at daycare, and then he got one.
I know. I'm saying in the timeline of like when we learn about your trauma here.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, you're like a little orphan Annie over here. This is terrifying. So sad.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, you can't send home a guy who's like an orphan who got left. You know, like Moses. You know, in a little basket in the Nile. Anywho. That's that date. So, yeah, he's going to get to hometowns. We're at hometowns, by the way, which seems way too fast.
I feel like in the teaser last week, they kind of showed some hometown shit, and I was like, okay, spoiler.
They show that he was there?
One of them. I can't remember which one.
Yeah. All right. Fast forward to the next date, which is a group date. Now they're going to an iHeart studio.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to some morning show. And it's obviously not a real morning show, but they're like talking about like, you know, it's like a love connection show or something. And then for some reason, Jason Mesnick and Molly Mesnick are there. How many fucking people from Bachelor Nation can we fit into one episode?
Yeah, and like, why do we need to do this?
It's so weird. It's like, was there a quota that we had to get like 27 people in one episode from Bachelor Nation? And also, why didn't you guys call me? I would have come to Seattle, you know?
True.
And guess who had a radio show on iHeart? This fucking guy. Jesus cripes.
It's like they hate you.
I know. Can you believe it? No, they won't. They want me to be the bartender. It's service industry. So anyways, they start playing like, hey man, say the first thing that comes to your mind, like word association thing. And so Sam gets fantasy suite. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if we did word association with you, and I said fantasy suite, what would you say?
Sex.
Okay, yeah, I'd say I would probably go like sexy times. You know, get to know each other better. You know.
Ew.
I mean, I don't know.
Sex, yeah.
Sam comes at us with the word aggressive, which what?
What?
Now I'm scared.
I've been scared.
You should be. You need to watch this episode because this is where Sam unfreaking ravels, my guy. She starts to realize in this moment that Sam is kind of full of shit.
About time she noticed.
She's like, he's just talking in circles. Like, he's not really saying anything. Of course, Devin's like, I fucking love this. He's just like, God damn it. I want to warm my hands next to the fire of this blazing dumpster fire that is Sam. She's like, I don't know if he's saying anything that's real. Like, he's just kind of saying words. It's not making a whole lot of sense. So what they decide to do is they kick everyone out, and Sam and Jen do a solo interview. And it is the most cringe thing in the world.
Ooh.
Where she's just like, hey, what do you like about me? And he's like, you're poised. And he's like, okay, she's like, what do you mean? Just tell me what it is. And that he freaks out. And then he's just like, I'm in love with you. And she's like, what? Okay,
he says that?
Yeah. And she's like, hold on, Sam, why are you in love with me? And he's like, I just knew from the beginning that I was going to serve you, and I knew that you're my person. She said, okay, But why? He cannot answer the why of it all. It is bonkers.
Interesting.
You must watch this episode.
I have to.
You have to. This is your Super Bowl.
Truly, this is what I've been waiting for.
This is what you have been waiting for.
Okay.
So anyways, it's the most cringy thing in the world, and
The most cringy thing in Bachelor Nation history.
the most dramatically cringy thing in history. Unprecedented. Grant tells her he's fallen in love,
I love Grant.
which is less creepy than Sam doing it for some reason. Actually, not for some reason. I mean, it makes total sense. Grant can like formulate ideas and thoughts and then verbalize them in a normal conversational way. And Sam cannot do that. So then before the rose ceremony, now this is cutting to what we saw in the beginning with the super tease where Jen like storms in. She's like, where is this motherfucker? You know, and they're like, he's in his room or whatever. So she confronts him and she's like, I need you to explain to me why you are in love with me. Like what is it? And he starts like clearing his throat like Robert Durst did in The Jinx. You didn't watch The Jinx, but that's what he starts doing. He starts doing Robert Durst like I got the hiccups now. No one knows what's going on. He drops the L-bomb. It's super cringe. Finally, Jeremy, who I like a lot, by the way, after this last episode, Jeremy gets the one-on-one. He's the last guy to get a one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So effectively, he's me on this season.
Ooh.
Let me just say this. Jeremy does a lot better job than I do.
Really?
Oh, my God. They do the most touristy thing you can do in Seattle, and they go to that fucking market
Space
where
Needle?
where they throw
Fish
the
market?
fish at you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we find out some things about Jeremy. And Jeremy is a proud Jewish boy.
Cute.
And I didn't know that. And he loves his mother like a lot of Jewish boys do.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like, listen, my faith and my family are really, really important to me. And that's when he finds out that she Hindu? No, she is Buddhist. That's when he finds out she's Buddhist. And he's like, oh my God, we can have this beautiful blended family. And he's like all about it.
Great.
And I'm like, oh my God, I love this couple. Like, we need more. I'm all for blended families, I think.
Same.
You know? We
Love
need
it.
some diversity up in this bitch.
Agreed.
Right?
Mm.
You know, you have a kid, you say, okay, hey, listen, you're going to temple on Saturday, Shabbos, and then you're going to, I don't know where the Buddhists go. Is that a temple too?
I don't know.
Ah, fuck. Anyways, and then you say, hey, listen, when you're older, you get to decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're a big boy or a girl, you know?
Love it.
I love it too. All right, so we get to the rose ceremony, and Jen has to go find Sam before said rose ceremony. This is the super tease that we saw in the beginning of the episode, and it's terrible for Sam. It makes no
Thank
sense.
God. About time.
And here's the thing, like, I think that Sam is very bad at vocalizing his thoughts. And I think he does the thing that I've seen a lot of people do on this show, actually. And I've seen it done like in person. Where they're not super great at really emoting how they feel or explaining their emotions or their thoughts. So they learn a bunch of kind of like buzzwordy things to say, you know, like a bunch of like kind of motivational speakery things to say. And then when you say them, you're like, wow, that sounds really good. You know, like, you know, that's a good thought or whatever. But really, they're just like regurgitating things that other people have said, and they don't really have any actual feelings. I've realized that I don't think that he just has a lot to say, and then he's just like kind of been regurgitating the things that he's like read in self-help books, and like that's why I think he keeps on saying like the main thing. Like these things, he's just saying them over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So she kicks him out without even walking him out. Like there is no walkout. It's just, I'm fucking over you, bro. Like I don't understand what's going on.
So Sam's leaving?
Sam is gone.
Thank
And
the
the
Lord.
last thing he says is, yeah, the energy she brought was really dull. It makes no sense.
None.
None at all.
Good riddance, Bubs.
Yeah. So Sam is gone from our hearts and our minds.
I am so glad he didn't make hometowns.
I know. I kind of wanted him to get to fantasy suites, dude. But once he said aggressive, it was like, what are you going to do? You going to tie her up or something?
Yeah,
What's going on over here, dude? So anyways, Jonathan and Devin get the roses along with Jeremy and Marcus. So that means...
Say that again.
Jonathan and Devin get the roses.
Jonathan,
who's like the guy who's wrapped up in the mummy costume in the beginning. He played lacrosse with her.
Why is this not ringing a bell?
Do you remember the guy that showed up with face bandages on?
Yeah, but I don't remember his face, clearly.
Okay, well, it's Jonathan and Devin and Jeremy and Marcus.
What about Grant?
I'm very sorry to tell you this, but Spencer and Grant are going home.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh, no. But you know, this is great news for you, Brandi, because that means that he's available.
She sent Grant home?
Yeah, she did. Even though he told her that he's falling in love with her.
Is he crushed?
Not doing great. And then Spencer does a weird thing where he calls his mom.
I mean, mommy's boy, red flag.
He's like, Mom. And she's like, what does this mean? Is this a good thing? He's like, no, it's a bad thing. Is it on me?
I can't believe Grant got sent home.
I know. It's tough. But I was thinking about it like, I think he's the only... Well, I don't know. We'll see. But like, I'm trying to think of who the Bachelor is here. And I'm not sure if I see like a whole lot of like really good candidates for it, except for Grant.
I'm in for that.
Yeah? Would you go on the show if it was him?
No.
Come on.
No.
Why not?
I'm too old. Nah.
Dude.
Nope.
Come in there with some fucking bad bitch energy, dude.
Nah.
Be like, I can handle that hog you got.
They can't afford me.
What is love worth to you?
Also,
Brandi?
I don't want to be the one handling. I want someone to handle me. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. So anyways, that's the end of the episode.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
You really got me there. I really didn't think Grant was going home.
I know.
Tragedy.
They do that to us too because they're for some reason they like show us the scene of like Grant telling her he's falling in love. And you're like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
So there's that.
Okay.
All right. Who do you think's gonna win?
I think Devin's a front runner right now.
I agree. I think it was all a lot of misdirection.
Yeah, I always liked Devin.
I did too, but they kind of made him to see.
No, you did not.
I didn't. You're right. I didn't. Until recently, but then I liked him. I mean, I loved him for what he was doing, but I thought he was a little bit like a crazy guy. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's how they edited it a little bit to like throw us off the scent of Devin just being like, we all knew that he had BDE, but we didn't know that like he was suave. We thought it was a little goofy, and I think that they edited it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation.